Get ready to start, fellas. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Give me one moment to get ready to get going. Fast 5 is brought to you by Nokta Makro Detection Technologies, the rising star of the metal detecting industry. Nokta Detectors was established in 2001 in Istanbul, Turkey. Since its foundation, Nokta Detectors has been carrying out all its business operations built on principles of innovation, high performance, quality, and customer satisfaction, and has become a global brand and the preferred choice of many professional detectorists as well as hobbyists worldwide. I swing a Nokta Makro. You should too. What is up, everybody? What is up? What is up? Oh my God, it's been such a crazy day. Thank you all for hopping on. Thank you all for joining. 86 live viewers in the house. What is going on tonight? We have Dilek. Dilek, pronounce your last name for us because I don't want to butcher it.
Gunulai.
Okay, Gunulai. Dilek Gunulai. And obviously, Greg Drope here with us. And tonight we got some really cool stuff we're going to talk about. And we also, first off, can everybody hear me? Let's just make sure everybody can hear me. Can everybody hear me out there? I just want to make sure. Okay, give me 1 second. All right, so we got some really great stuff that we're going to share with you guys tonight. First off, we got we're going to talk about the Simplex. Duh, obviously. We're going to give away a Simplex. Heck yeah. All right. So we can hear you. What's up, Mark, John, Michael, Tony, Mike? What's going on? Guys, we got a lot of folks in the house. 106 of us here. Awesome. Welcome. So we've got, we're talking about the Simplex. We're going to talk about the Mini Horde. We're going to talk about the Nomad program. We're going to talk about, what else are we going to talk about, Greg? We're going to talk about the simultaneous frequency machine. We're just going to go over some of these things. Yeah, we're going to talk we're going to get as much as we can out of Dilek because we get her on like once a year. So we're going to pick her brain tonight, guys. So Dilek, how are you doing?
Good. I'm doing very well. I'm in Orlando. So I'm in the US. I'm in my second home, so to say. And I've been attending the DEMA show here for the past 4 days. And it's our first time here at the DEMA show. For those who are not familiar with the show, it's the diving equipment show. And they have it, I believe, every year in Orlando. Well, they kind of have it 1 year in Orlando and 1 year in Las Vegas or whatever. And it's our first time, and it's been great. And I met a lot of people here that, I've been wanting to meet. So, it's been a great show. I'm a little exhausted because I'm also jet lagged. But, I'm so happy.
Yeah, that's awesome. So give us a rundown. So what do they do at the DEMA show, and how do you fit into the DEMA show?
Basically, it's all about diving. Okay. And we came out here actually to show our pulse dive specifically, as well as the other machines. But these guys, what I'm seeing are like deep divers. We're talking about like 100 feet, 150, 200. I mean, I couldn't believe, I'm like, oh yeah, this goes down 200 feet. Probably you're not going to go that deep. And they're like, no, we do. And I'm like, really? So, it's all about diving. And there was a huge interest in the pulse dive. Like, you guys will not believe this. Like, if I knew, like, I would have shipped like hundreds of them, and probably we could have sold them all.
Really?
So it's all about diving, and the pulse dive, the scuba detector we have, it got their attention big time. So I'm really happy.
Well, now the pulse dive, the scuba detector you guys have, the 2-in-1, that's a pinpointer, and you can take the head off and put on a scuba coil. And it's waterproof to 200 feet, correct? It comes in 2 different models, the black and the yellow, right?
Yes.
And so that's a pretty exciting, that's actually a pretty exciting product. I mean, there are other ones on the market, but coming from Nokta, that's a good product because we all know Nokta makes good products. So
thank you.
So speaking of the pulse dive, I don't want to jump right into it, but I mean, you did bring it up. And you are at DEMA. We were going to say, and if you guys did get a pulse dive also, there is it's connects to your wireless headphones if you're not underwater, obviously. So
correct.
Speaking of, I mean, since we're here and we're talking about the pulse dive, why don't you just drop it now, Dilek? Why don't you just tell us it now? I'm gonna switch it over. What is the big news coming that hasn't been said anywhere yet except right here on this show?
Well, basically, I mean, Pulse Dive has been doing great for us, and we've been getting a lot of requests on it for a larger coil. So we've been working on this for a while now, and probably very soon. I don't know. I cannot really give you a time frame, but it's in tooling already, the coil. So we're going to be offering an 8-inch coil for the Pulse Dive.
So,
yeah.
Let's put that, wait a second. Before we go further, let's just put that into perspective, right? Like an 8-inch coil is standard on like a bounty hunter metal detector. So we're talking like an actual coil size coil, going on a scuba detector. So why carry a big machine down there when you could take your pulse dive, right? Is that the point?
Yeah.
So we got it on the screen right now. That, Dilek, is that like, that's a concept drawing, or is that, I mean, that's kind of probably what we're looking at?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. When you ask for a picture of it, and from me, this is all I could find on my computer. I mean, and I'm not even 100% sure. I cannot remember off the top of my head right now if this was the final because they showed it to me, the actual product, but now I cannot remember if this was the final one and if there were some revisions on this or not. So we're showing this, but I hope this is the latest one, because see what happens is we start with one design and then sometimes it gets changed, through the development stages. So, but anyhow, I mean, regardless of what it's going to look like, I mean, yes, it's going to be an 8-inch coil, and we're going to be hopefully releasing it soon.
Yeah, that's exciting. That is super exciting. So somebody's got their phone. Somebody's got their sound on, I think. So that's really cool. Greg, what do you got for us tonight? What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I guess I haven't had a super ton of time to go detecting, but when I have, I've been just hammering it with the Simplex, and I'm just loving it. I know spots I've hit with other machines. I've gone in there with the Simplex and found a bunch of other stuff, in between that wasn't there apparently before. Obviously, people are just going to say, "Oh, you're just saying that, because of you're being a nomad and whatever," but not true. Like, I went across the same field the way I did with the other machines, and it picked it out, and a lot of deep targets, which was nice. And I took it into the woods today, but unfortunately there was just too much snow up here right now. So hopefully we'll get some melting going on here in the next couple days. And then we can maybe have a little bit more fall. It seemed like we had 2 days of fall and then it became winter and we had a huge snowstorm. So
yeah.
I'd really love to spend some more time on it, but I'm excited to get it in the water in the summer as well.
So, yeah, Dilek, I know you've probably said it 1,000,000 times, and that's probably why there's so many people watching. We've got 163 viewers right now. But you've probably said it 1,000,000 times, but let's just before we get into the questions that we have, let's just give them a rundown of the Simplex. Can we do that for them?
Okay, I mean, I'm just hoping this is not going to get too boring for people because, I mean, I've done this, I don't know, so many times, and I'm sure people have read a lot of stuff. But basically, it's a single frequency detector offered at entry level price point, yet offering like high-end features with very good depth and very good speed. It's fully waterproof, submersible up to 10 feet. It's got built-in wireless, so it connects wirelessly with our Green Edition headphones. It's got vibration. It's got an LED flashlight at the back if you're searching in the dark. The keypad and the LCD has a backlight, adjustable backlight. It's a very compact unit that folds down. So it's telescopic, so it folds down to like 25 inches. It's a lightweight unit. It weighs around 2.9 pounds. It has 4 search modes, including a beach mode. And it's rechargeable. It has a rechargeable lithium battery, so you can just charge it through your USB. And it's an updatable unit. And as we give updates, if we give updates, which we did already, 2 updates, we're going to probably give 1 more. I have to confirm that when I go back to the office. And so you can just update it through your USB. So basically, as we say, as our advertising, claims, it's an unrivaled product at this price point with the features and the performance it offers.
So let me just say how hard it is to remember all of its features. Like when I tried to tell somebody about that metal detector and I'm like, oh, it has this, it has that, it has this and this and this. And then I'm like, and then I stop and then and it has this and this. And then 5 minutes later, I remember, it also has this. And I forgot to mention that. It's insane.
To be honest with you, Andy, I could have kept on going. You know what I mean?
Well, I know. I got the box sitting here in front of me and I'm like, wow, she's doing a good job. You can almost just word for word right off the box.
But you know what it is? You know why, guys? It's just, it's not like I'm sitting down and memorizing this before I get on this show. It's just this product. I mean, I love all our products, but this product has a special place in my heart. Seriously, I call it my baby. I mean, to me, it's like talking about my kid. Like, would you ever forget about anything if you were talking about your kid? You wouldn't, right? You would just keep on going. Right. She is this or he is this, he's that. That's how I feel when I talk about the Simplex. That's what it is all about. I mean, at the company, I take it, I hug it. Like people think that I'm losing it. Like people think that I'm not normal. I hug it. I sometimes kiss it. I'm like, oh, my Simplex. So that's why I just love it.
Well, you are not the only one. It is obvious. It is very obvious. Now we are seeing reviews. It's more than just me and a few others yip-yapping about how awesome this machine is, and more than just the nomads. We're seeing it on YouTube. We're seeing the reviews come in, and you guys are killing it. The Simplex is killing it. Like right now, it's unreal.
Andy, I am so happy we got it into the hands of people. Yet, I mean, there's still a lot waiting. When I say a lot, guys, we're talking about thousands waiting, still. Yeah. After all the shipments we made. So, but I'm so happy at least, some customers in some countries have it in their hands and they're posting this stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think 100 out of 100 will say the greatest things about this detector because it's subjective. But so far, what I'm seeing is good enough for me to really prove, to others that we were not really hyping it up. Right. Whatever we said about the detector, that's what I'm seeing. That's what everybody is saying and everybody is talking about. Basically, we have been saying that, guys, this is not an entry-level detector. You know what I'm saying? Only the price tag is entry-level. Everything else about this detector is not entry-level, and I have not really seen anybody, Not even like one person saying, "Oh no, this is that was a big hype." I mean, this is just a regular entry level detector. Nobody so far, nobody has said it.
And another thing that goes to stand to mention that so it is a rechargeable battery, and so
Yes.
what can we expect as far as battery life and replacement, and how long before it needs to be replaced or whatever?
I cannot tell you off the top of my head. I think these type of batteries go with like charging cycles. You know what I mean? I think after like, what was it? I may be wrong. Anywhere between 300 to 400 charging cycles, I was told that it will still have 70 to 80% of its capacity. So think of it like your laptop battery or your phone battery. So it's going to be good for a couple of years,
Right.
And then it really depends on the usage too.
Right.
Like what I'm saying, if you're like constantly using it, and then if your backlight is on all the time, and you know what I mean, if the vibration is on, or if you're constantly if it's constantly detecting metal, not just swinging but detecting, like these are all factors that's going to affect the battery life, but it's going to be good for a couple of years. And after that, I mean, don't ask me. We're gonna now work on all the the service procedure for the replacement. For the batteries, because now our cruiser, because we released it, when was it? Not last year, the year before. So our cruisers now are going to be like a couple of years old. So we have to work on a plan for the service centers to be able to replace the batteries. But don't ask me about the cost or anything. But I mean, we're not gonna try to make money on this. That
Right.
I can tell you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, this is not something that we should be making money on. So we're gonna try to come up with a reasonable price for replacement batteries.
Okay. Yeah, we were just curious about that. And then somebody asked in the chat if you can use a power bank. Yes, you can use a power bank to charge it. You can use your car with a plug-in to charge it. I mean, if you're driving and you're going from place to place and you want to top it off, yeah, you could plug it in. So Greg, let's talk about before we move on the topic, let's talk about the weight of the metal detector and the balance. So how do you feel, Greg, about the weight and the balance of the Simplex?
I think it's good, but I mean, I hate to say it, but I did have a MyLab 800, and I would say it's similar to that, which is nice. A lot of people, have went over to the 800 and the 600. It's nice. It's light. You can make it nice and short, keep it into your feet, or lengthen it out. It works pretty good for me. I mean, I'm 6 foot tall, probably pretty average height. So it works for me. I like it. I find it nice. I'm also coming from the Garrett products, which are a little bit heavier. So it was nice to switch over to a lighter machine for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say I find it very much a joy to use. Like I've swung it and not been bothered. There was no quirks or whatever I've noticed. It's sturdy when you swing it. There's no wobble. You spoke about the weight, and the weight is it's 2.9 pounds, so it's fairly light. But my question is, Dilek, because you mentioned the cruiser earlier, and one of the best features about the cruiser that I enjoyed was that it came with the carbon fiber lower shaft. Why did you guys step away from the carbon fiber, or are you bringing it back in maybe future releases of maybe a multi-frequency, or are you not going to bring it back? I'm just curious. This was just something I was thinking about earlier, and
you know what? I actually asked the same question a couple of months ago to my team why we didn't there's a reason for it, but I don't remember why. I swear, Andy.
Yeah.
I'll I'll think about it, throughout the show. If I remember, I'll let you, but it's not, I don't think we're going to do it on the Simplex. I don't know about the future devices, but we're not going to do it on the Simplex. But there is a reason for it, and I'm trying to remember, but I really cannot, because I personally asked the same question to my mechanical designers why we didn't do it. But I cannot really answer it. I'm sorry.
No,
I don't
you're fine.
remember.
That was, and that I was just the one that was, I was thinking about earlier because that was one of the features that attracted me to Nokta in the first place, like a few years ago, was the carbon fiber lower shaft. And I thought, why aren't other companies doing this, And then so you dropped it on that. And I think the great candidate for it would be the Amphibio, that would have been a great candidate for the carbon fiber shaft, because the weight of the back end and the nose would have really, I think, could have balanced it out a lot. Don't get me wrong, I love my Amphibio and I love it, but it's not as light as the Simplex, right? So that's what I was wondering.
No, it's not. It's definitely not.
And then, so now, since we're still on the Simplex, we've all heard, obviously that we're got some new coils coming out for it, right? So the smaller ones, right?
Yeah.
So when are we expected to start seeing those? Are they just like a few months out,
Yes.
a half year out, or are we seeing them all going to be dropped at once like we did with the cruisers, or are they all coming in, trickling in, or?
No, I think they're going to come out at the same time. We're working on a few of them. I know that we're looking at a 9 by 5.5. 9 or 9.5 by 5, whatever, like an elliptical coil, like the elliptical coil we have for the cruiser and Amphibio. We're definitely looking at I believe a 7-inch concentric one, and one more, I believe around 8 or 9 inches, somewhere around that. So we're looking at 2 or 3 optional, smaller coils in different, sizes and shapes. But we have to wait for the testing by the field testers to be done. If they all test okay, and if our field testers confirm that they all work fine, then we're probably going to release all of them. So we'll see. But it's not going to take months and months. We're talking about maybe a couple of months.
Nice.
Oh, that's not bad. I mean, boy, that means you're going to have quite a few things dropping at once. You are going to be super busy, yeah?
Oh, yeah. We're also working on accessories, guys. Soon our new finds bag is going to come out. We're going to have, we're really going into accessories. We're going to have our new
spades,
shovels come out. A few more accessories.
Yeah. Nice. I didn't realize. Maybe I did hear you were doing some shovels too. So that's great. So we've all talked about the Simplex, and we all know about the Simplex, and we've covered some of the Simplex, but let's talk about some of the other stuff, some of the other exciting stuff. So we got the mini horse.